Welcome to Story Focus. Here, stories come to life. We journey through captivating tales together. Whether you're here to relax, learn, or escape into another world, there's a story waiting for you. Let's dive in. Both Empedocles and Democritus had drawn attention to the fact that although in the natural world everything flows, there must nevertheless be something that never changes. Plato agreed with the propositions as such, but in a quite a different way. Plato believed that everything tangible in nature flows, so there are no substances that do not dissolve. Absolutely everything that belongs to the material world is made of a material that time can erode, but everything is made after a timeless mold or a form that is eternal and immutable. You see, no, you don't. Why are horses the same, Sophie? You probably don't think they are at all, but there is something that all horses have in common, something that enables us to identify them as horses. A particular horse flows naturally. It might be old and lame, and in time it will be die. But the form of the horse is eternal and immutable. That which is eternal and immutable to Plato is therefore not a physical, basic substance as it was for Empedocles and Democritus. Plato's conception was of eternal and immutable patterns, spiritual and abstract, in their nature that all things are fashioned after. Let me put it like this. The pre-Socratics had given a reasonably good explanation of nature change without having to presuppose that anything actually changed. In the midst of nature's cycle, there were some eternal and immutable smallest elements that did not dissolve, take out. Fair enough, Sophie. But they had no reasonable explanation for how these smallest elements that were once building blocks in a horse could suddenly wear together 400 or 500 years later and fashion themselves into a completely new horse, or an elephant or a crocodile for that matter. Plato's point was that the Democritus atoms never fashioned themselves into an elephant or a crocodile. This was what set these philosophical reflections going. If you already understand what I am getting at, you may skip this next paragraph. But just in case, I will clarify. You have a box of Lego and you build a Lego horse. You then take it apart and put the blocks back in the box. You cannot expect to make a new horse just by checking the box. How could Lego blocks of their own accord find each other and become a new horse again? No, you have to rebuild the horse, Sophie. And the reason you can do it is that you have a picture in your mind of what the horse looks like. The Lego horse is made from a model which remains unchanged from horse to horse. How did you do with the 50 identical cookies? Let us assume that you have dropped in from outer space and have never seen a bakery before. You stumble into a tempting bakery and there you catch sight of 50 identical gingerbread men on a shelf. I imagine you would wonder how they could be exactly alike. It might well be that one of them has an arm missing, Another has lost a bit of its head, and a third has a funny bump on its stomach. But after careful thought, you will nevertheless conclude that all gingerbread men have something in common, although none of them is perfect. You will suspect that they had a common origin. You will realize that all cookies were formed in the same mold, because clearly the mold itself must be utter perfection and in a sense more beautiful in comparison with these crude copies. If you solve this problem all by yourself, you arrive at the philosophical solution in exactly the same way Plato did. Like most philosophers, he dropped it in form outer space. He was astonished at the way all natural phenomena would be so alike, and he concluded that it had to be because there are a limited number of forms behind everything we see around us. Plato called these forms ideas. Behind every horse, pig, or human being, there is the idea horse, idea pig, and idea human being. Plato came to the conclusion that there must be a reality behind the material world. He called this reality the world of ideas. It contained the eternal and immutable patterns behind the various phenomena that we come across in nature. This remarkable view is known as Plato's theory of ideas.